Hello guys. So now this is the time for our class project 2 where I'll be showing you guys by making a blur background in CapCut. So first we will see the steps that we need to follow, then we will move on to CapCut and basically we will work in a practical way to make your background blur. So let's see what are the steps that we need to follow. So on my screen, you guys can see the name of the class project is making a blur background. Well, I do have a description and outcome which you guys can refer. But for me, I will directly go on to the steps that you all need to follow. So step 1, create a new project. Step 2, import the videos in the project. Step 3, drag the video into the timeline. Step 4 is duplicate the video. Step 5 is auto cut out the top layer and apply blur effect on the bottom layer. Step 6 is save the file and upload it in our project panel. So now let's move on to CapCut and let's see how it's practically done. So as you guys can see, this is the home page of CapCut. And step 1 is create a new project. And now we have the interface. And the next thing what I'm going to do is just going to go into my stock materials. And from the stock materials, now I am going to take out a video. Okay. Or let's search for one. Okay. So let's go with a model with background. Okay. So I'm just looking for any kind of model with a complex kind of background. Okay, so you guys can see all these images or all these videos, but they basically do have a kind of a similar or kind of simple background. Okay, over here. But now let's come right over here. Let's try to find some. Okay, so let's come here. Let's go down. Okay, let's search for it. Okay, let's go and I can just take this one. Okay, let's mark it as favorites. Now let's go to device or let's go to stock materials and I'm going to take this video and basically put this one inside my timeline. Okay, so once you have put this one inside the timeline, right click and you guys can just duplicate this one. Okay, so you guys can just copy and you guys can just paste the same thing all over again. Okay, so the top layer is basically hiding this particular layer. So now if I just come here into the top layer and if I just click on remove BG, which is the background, and I click on auto removal, you guys can see it's actually processing. So it might take some time, so I'll just wait. So now as you guys can see, the auto removal over here is basically done. Okay, so as this particular part is actually done, and if I just play this one, you guys might be thinking, well, there is no change at all. But if I come here, if I just put my playhead and if I just hide the track, okay, if I just hide the main track and you guys can see this is how it have removed things around. Okay, so it did quite a nice job over here. And now what I'm gonna do over here is let's come here and let's pause this one. And now let's come to this other layer over here. Let's hide this top track and I'll just make sure to go to the effects panel over here. And from here, I am going to type blur and let's click on enter. And you guys can see that I do have a lot of this blur option. Okay, so you guys can come here and this is another blur option. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come here and I am going to take this particular blur and I'm just going to put all of this over here on top. Okay, so I'm just going to put this one over here on top, but instead I'm going to put this one right over here in between both of it. Okay, so now if I just make this one visible, and now if I just play this, you guys can see how it actually looks. Okay, so now this kind of looks a lot uh better. But if you have any kind of video which is shaking too much, instead of using those, try to use some of the ones which is a bit more stable with a better background. Okay, because auto removal actually uh, removes automatically, and it is just done by CapCut itself. Sometimes there might be a few issues with that, so I hope you guys do understand. So yeah, now this is done. Let's go to export and I will just name this one as blur background desktop. Let's save it in my resource file and it's done. So yeah, make sure to upload it in our project panel that I can check those out and get back to you guys. So take care everyone. See you all in the next chapter.